Brought to you by In Theory BJJ, the smoothest name in concept-driven jiu-jitsu. Available at www.intheorybjj.com. We return with another episode of Villaincast, BJJ anti-heroes with your hosts, Chris the Villain Paynes and Naki El Jefe Arshed. Now settle in one and all, boys and girls, because we're back with Reap the Week.
Doesn't that feel alien now we don't have to do an intro?
I know, I was thinking then.
Dude, that feels weird. Yeah, sorry. Just coming
Straight
in
in.
dry.
Straight in.
Yeah, we both said it in a weird way there. Hi, Nak.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah, sorry. We don't really have the... Because maybe that's a good thing about the intro and us doing it, was that it like set us up, it got us in the right mojo for like the podcast, because it was... Especially if I'd fucked up a little bit and just made it more interesting. But now here we are. We start looking at each other and yeah, we go in dry. How have you been?
I've been good, man. You been good?
Yeah, not been too bad. How are you finding? You had a bit of a rough week with Ramadan and training, didn't you? You had to take a bit of time off.
Yeah, I think it was just catching up with me. Like, I'm not sleeping much at the moment as well because I can't get much medicine at the moment, and it's like. Yeah, but it's all right. I'm doing what I can, and to be fair, as long as I'm getting something in, I'm happy at the moment. I've got a few injuries that I'm trying to like shake off, and we're using it as recovery time, but also training as well to stay active, and then hit it hard as soon as Ramadan's over.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm playing a lot, having fun, so I'm not thinking too much about advancing anything. Just having fun playing, because I don't usually do that. It's always focused on fights and stuff. So I'm just playing leg locks, playing guard. Not too bothered if I get taken down or give up things at the moment.
Makes sense. Yeah, like I say, I noticed that you were a bit off it a little bit in the week. You're like, nah, I need to recover, man. This is hard. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm surprised you could do as much as you do. We both... Those people who say, oh, you should retire at like 70, 75 are definitely people in political office jobs that can work into their 80s. There's no way I want to be doing anything this hard in my 60s or 70s. Like we said before, like when it comes to retirement or claiming a pension, I'm not going to claim a pension. Like I'm going to go out in style. We're going to go out in style. We're going to
Yeah.
When that day comes that it's too hard to roll anymore, we're just going to take all the drugs, step on the mats at one last time as 70-year-old men, like backhand a really athletic, juiced up brown belt, and then just let whatever happens. Go out in style. Like even wear a wetsuit just to make the cleanup easier. Just come dressed in the bag that you're going home in. That's how it's going to go. So I had a new idea. We get a couple of questions through Instagram, and the Discord is popping sometimes, and even people just send us random questions sometimes. But I thought, do you want to be fun? Going on Reddit, because Reddit is a cesspool of nonsense, and some of the questions that come up look fun. These are discussions that obviously have started on Reddit, but fuck it, we'll hijack them, because people just have... See, our listeners, I'm going to say they're intelligent people, I hope. The fact that you can put up with us, I assume they're quite intelligent. Reddit has issues with that. So the first question: how do you not crush your nuts when doing an armbar?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Your nuts are in the middle, so just go either side.
I actually taught this. I did a seminar earlier up in Wigan on my black belt birthday. Like,
yeah,
that's how I celebrate my black belt birthday, by doing a seminar. Seemed appropriate. Second degree. We'll talk about that.
Secondary, yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that afterwards. But anyway, one thing I said in the seminar was about you're taught to, whatever way the thumb is facing, you go the opposite way for the armbar. And that's kind of like, wherever the thumb is, it's the opposite direction, which is where your elbow flexes. And so if you've got control of the hand and the thumb, you're kind of directing the angle of the thumb, which then directs the location of the elbow. So I said that if you're directing it towards your own groin, you're a pervert. Like, that's why they're doing it. So just those people who like crushing their nuts, they're perverts. They're perverts and they like it. They could change angle. They could just direct the thumb ever so slightly on a 45 and go into the hip. Nope. Perverts. Absolute perverts. So that's the answer to that question. How do you not crush your nuts when doing an armbar? Very easy, just direct it to the side with the thumb. Otherwise, you're a pervert who likes it. Like, you're one step away from having someone just step on them in heels at that point. maybe like, you know, when you go to the dentist and you got stickers, maybe we should have something like that for like when people do dumb shit in jiu-jitsu, just like give them a sticker. Like when they've got like, you know, when they are smashing their own junk in because they're kinky perverts, give them a sticker of like just some heels. Like, what's that sticker for? Because you're a pervert who's one step away from having your nuts crushed. That's why.
I mean, when you do it once, it's like you learn from it quick because it's like it's not good, and you're like, I don't want that to keep happening. But if it keeps happening, then there's something wrong with you.
Like, that's when because I remember I've been in this long enough. We used to be able to wear cups in this sport, and then it got banned. I think the IBJJF wouldn't allow it, and then like pretty much every competition just followed suit. And I haven't worn one since, really. Much to my own detriment. I think I'm saving the NHS money at this point on a vasectomy because I'm doing it just like with brute force. Brute force attacks. It will get mashed up. But yeah, like people will complain like, oh, it makes arm bars easier. Like, I'm pretty sure if the error is... If the problem with you being armbarred is the cup, like, I'm pretty sure you have bigger issues. And what is going on? Like, I wouldn't be armbarred if it was like I'd be aiming for their dick if it wasn't for that cup. What is happening? Why are people so weird in jiu-jitsu, man?
It's excuses, man. People just make so many excuses for shit.
I know. Or they ask the wrong questions. Like, who woke up in the last couple of days and thought, you know what, I need to ask the internet? I need to ask them this. Next one. Stinky dude at the gym. What do you do? Gonna take my headphones off, I'm just leaving.
Oh my God. It's so obvious. Just tell him, man. Clean yourself, wash your clothes, fucking put some spray on, put some deodorant. You know, hygiene, number one, especially in our sport. Or else you're going to spread ringworm and fucking all of this shit.
That's, okay. This is...
And nobody will roll with you as well. Nobody will roll with you.
Before, why do you shower before going jiu-jitsu? Aren't you just going to get sweaty?
Bonkers.
Well, yeah, I am going to get sweaty, but I'm also going to be very close to other people. And as a courtesy, just on a base level courtesy, I'm going to brush my teeth and I'm going to have a shower. I want to come in not smelling like ass when I'm that close to people. And then secondary, which almost actually seems more important, is I don't, if I've showered, I've got rid of most of the things that are going to cause staph or ringworm off my skin. It's through damaged skin that you have those things enter and cause infections. So if I'm going to have damaged skin, I'm going to shower before and after I train. Why does this seem so alien? I think... So I guess it doesn't really answer the question of Stinky dude at the gym. Because, no one wants to be that person to go, look, man, like, you smell like ass. Like, it's, it's not nice to have someone do that to you, etc. But I think there just needs to be this actually maybe goes into a deeper conversation. This is nice. I like this. Like, about like a welcoming package of like things that would help in your jiu-jitsu journey. Like saying cut your nails. Like, or make sure your kit doesn't stink. Just go have a shower first before you come here. When you get your kit, just have a quick jump in, rinse off. Use soap, not shower gel.
Yeah. That's big.
Isn't that just? That's one of those things that's never talked about. Use a bar of soap, not shower gel. Like I've done 20 odd Globetrotters camps plus others, and bars of soap, man. Like I can be in some sort of sweaty Belgian basement for a week and not get staph or ringworm. Why? Because I'm relentlessly attacking a bar of soap.
Agreed.
Dumb, isn't it? Do you know what the other one is? It's how to wash your clothes.
Yeah. The right temperatures and shit. Putting the right stuff in.
I remember reading like how the hospitals do it and stuff, and bacteria is there's a measure. Like the hotter something is, the less detergent you need, or if it's colder, the more detergent you need. But it doesn't matter how much anti-bac stuff or whatever you put in. Heat is the only thing that destroys fungal stuff. So if you're not washing it at 60, all the fungal stuff is still kind of existing on your clothes. The echo just came back.
Yes, my headphones. 1 sec.
No worries.
I don't know why this happened. What about now?
What's just happened? Oh, it's really loud.
There. Is that right?
It's gone.
Yeah, it's the headphone jack, so it moved itself and then...
Is it your headphone... It's like plug, or is it the jack in the microphone?
The jack in the microphone, yeah.
Oh,
it moved itself. Yeah, it's all right though, because now I figured it out.
Okay.
I've got the right spot.
It was a case of, heat destroys that crap. Like, and you think, what's ringworm? It's a fungal infection. So if you're not washing your clothes at 60, then you're letting that stuff exist on your clothes.
Yeah.
Again, stuff that should be just, as a care package when you come join. Here you go. Do this. But Stinky do at the gym. Probably isn't washing their clothes correctly and isn't having a pre-game shower. So maybe that's how we deal with it. It's not an issue at our gym. This is just Reddit. Maybe that we'll keep doing this, because this is the conversation of the people. This is.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we keep approaching Reddit for ideas as a little like corner at the beginning of a podcast before we jump into the.
I'm not even on Reddit because I can't take that bullshit.
Oh no, I'm on Reddit. I don't post on Reddit. I just have it there just because the occasional thing pops up, the occasional comment appears, and I get tagged in it, and I'm like, "What hater be speaking my name? Who be you?" And I'll go and just see what is shaking. Usually it's not bad, but now I just get notifications, and it's always something stupid. Like I can guarantee my phone will buzz, my wrist will buzz, and all of a sudden I'm just getting the stupidest fucking notification from Reddit. Like these two. I'll keep saving them. If okay, anyone listening, please save your dumbest Reddit questions and send them in. Please. Like, they are funny. Or any of the online forums. Please just send those questions, man. Like, send those ones. Like, we like the good questions. We like these ones too. Next question. This is actually a legit one. How are your injuries?
Right now, I've got realistically just a couple of my fingers, man, being annoying me, and I haven't even done any gi. I think it's just, I think just a lot of hand fighting, and I'm having to put tape on, which I don't usually put tape on my fingers, but I'm having to put tape on because like my pinky on one hand and then my middle two fingers on the other hand are like quite swollen. But I did get involved in a little incident which involved me putting things on my hands, and I did injure my hands a little bit outside of training.
What did you do?
Somebody tried to rob a car.
Really?
From our garage, and we found
from your
them,
garage?
So, yeah, my brother's garage.
Oh, I thought you meant your home then.
No. From my brother's garage yard. And then we basically, we found them. So, yeah.
Right, okay.
But then, that kind of didn't help. And then trying to train whilst nursing them, but yeah, they are getting better. But it's like there's just that one hand you put in the wrong place, or somebody squeezes your hand, and especially when they grab the fingers, like, oh no, please don't, because it's healing, and now I'm a day behind again.
Yeah.
But that's the price we pay. But other than that, no, I'm kind of injury free. The injury that I did have was like my right shoulder, but over the last 2 weeks, since I've reduced my training a bit, it's gone. So yeah.
Right.
And realistically, again, anytime I do get injury, I try to work around it, or not like use that limb, play positions where, like, I hit my rib a couple of months back. About 2 months ago, MMA, it was a like straight teep in the ribs, and then followed by a couple of more punches, and I was like, oh, I can't do much. So then, I had to like play around that, not play certain positions. And people are nice. They don't sometimes hunt the actual thing if you tell them don't, but some people do, and it's like, fucking don't, man. Like, I'm trying to roll, but please be nice.
That's okay. I know we have one person in the gym who has a tendency to think that hunting injuries is funny, or fair game. What he said?
No names.
He said something so insane to me once. I'm trying to remember what he said.
We were all there. It was a class.
He said nuts things in the past, but it's like,
if something he said, we said that's got to go on the wall.
Yeah, it's
I can't remember what it was.
So like injuries are just disabilities you tell me about, like, and you let me target, like, or like injuries are just disabilities you're letting me target or something.
Yeah, it was mad.
That sounds nuts. Like, that's no, like, what was it? I think it was I damaged my foot or something.
Foot or ankle, yeah.
Yeah.
And he went straight for a toe hold or something.
He went for it. And I thought, whoa, that hurts. So we'll leave that there. And then a bit later on, when I was on his back, he just grabbed it and squeezed it. I was like, oh, dude, that's the bad one. He goes, yeah, I know. I was like, man. He goes, yeah, but now you're in a better position, so it's fair. Like, I know we have standards when it comes to certain ideas, as in playing nice, etc. Some people just, it never gets through, man. But we love them anyway. And like, it goes back to those kind of Reddit questions where I see before, like, people talk about, in general, people who hunt your weaknesses in training in the gym. And I'm like, what kind of, I know the kind of monsters. We have one. But yeah, just if that's a general kind of culture, like, it's okay if you've just got a nutter and you just know he's a nutter and everyone just like accepts and loves him for how nuts he is. Oh God, I'm panicked because we're seeing him tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let that marinate.
I don't think he listens to this anyway.
Yeah. Could you imagine him sitting there listening to this in his garage?
No chance.
No. I'd love to have him on. I'd love for us to do a 3-way podcast. And just, get the third black belt involved. we just have to have those episodes where it's like, just take whatever he says with a grain of salt.
No filter.
No filter. We'll call that's the new one called No Filter. Like, you think this is quite filterless?
Yeah.
No. Next question. We'll leave him there. How do we teach submissions or use submissions right now from guard? Since we are so into being on top, how do we teach them to people? Especially beginners.
This is something we've started working on, haven't we?
Yeah.
I actually like the idea how we broke it down in terms of safety, because that's the key thing. If you don't know what you're doing, what you're trying to break, what you're trying to hunt, and just squeezing and yanking and pulling, especially for beginners, it's not going to work. And I think I liked, obviously we didn't touch on it now for a couple of years, but the way you explained the joint you want to control above and below, and they can make submissions on the fly. We don't have to show them until they're a bit more higher graded, where we can go a bit more specifically into more chains, but they can make a lot of stuff on the fly by understanding that simple principle of the submission you want to control above and below, and then holding and controlling rather than actually finishing with the end joint. You know, you want to control that core joint. And obviously the new guard thing, we both, or I think all of us, the higher level guys, we were doing to deal with the guard and the posture in general, someone trying to pass. But like the way you explain it now, in terms of putting or twisting limbs or putting them in positions where they naturally aren't strong, makes sense, because again, we were doing it and then we were like, okay, I don't want my leg to go in this position, and now we're taught it to the top guys to do it, and we're like, oh shit, yeah, this is why we're having success on the bottom now as well. But I think it's going to be quite good seeing these guys now doing it, because obviously we've had to suffer. We always have to suffer and find out the hard way, and we just give them the gifts and gems, and they go away, and then they torture us for a bit, and it's like, okay, now we need something else.
I think that's one of the benefits of the gym, is that we are hitting these useful conclusions. I think when you make it as objectively honest as possible, you keep hitting the same answers over and over and over again. Like other gyms, like, you know, we see them posting on similar ideas when we're hitting the same ideas. I'm like, cool, we're on the same path. That's all right then. Yeah, I think when it comes to teaching from guard is, there's a new video coming out on the In Theory Patreon imminently. It's recorded, and Naki's got some new stuff that's going to be in his inbox soon enough for him to edit. It's I like that explanation that we used on Thursday when we were teaching the basics of submissions for people to start using. Just the control aspect of, because there's mostly a lot of beginners in the room. Is the idea when you're doing a choke is it's a scalpel. Have you just paused your mic?
Yeah, carry on. I don't want to gulp on mic.
Oh, that's fine. I was like, I could hear like a low, like a high pitched wee. I was like, has he pulled that shit out? That's a weird way of saying it. I can see you laughing. Sorry, dude. Yeah, that we had a lot of beginners in the room, so teaching the idea of chokes and like teaching them about accuracy with it, and saying it's very much a scalpel, as in if you're squeezing, you're obviously doing something wrong because it should be accurate. You're trying to affect intracranial pressure by touching the sides, you know, where the pulse is. Anything more than a little bit of pressure is unnecessary. You're just going to be damaging the spine. So it should be like, you know, a scalpel level of accuracy here, like very, very intricate and very, very precise. And then when it comes to the joint locks, like I say, I haven't done that above and below in ages in the gym, a long time. So it was good to like say, look, this is the control I want you to work for. I don't give a shit what you want to do. This is what I want you to do. Which kind of goes back into what we were saying in previous weeks of what we'll talk about this actually with the Felix thing is it's not just about giving people technique. It's about giving them strategy. And then what was it? There's another Reddit question. Let me get it. We'll kind of lead these two into each other because I think it was quite cool. Then the question was something like, why is jiu-jitsu so hard to learn or something? Or why does it take so long to learn jiu-jitsu? And I think that's one of these, it's related in that.
Yeah.
I think usually if you're just taught a bunch of techniques and then go fuck about, find out, it is going to take you forever to figure out jiu-jitsu. But if you're told strategy alongside those techniques, like not just like, oh, here's a flow path or something, but no, this is like what you're aiming for. This is what you're trying to accomplish. And this is what the strategy that we feel is going to be the most successful. Using our experience in that regard. Yeah, I think when it comes to those chokes and everything, it's like, yeah, I want you to be accurate with it. And so when it comes to learning submissions from guard, it's then, you know, showing the base product relating to inside-outside theory, and then it's just hand fighting and getting your way to it again. It's the same thing we talked about the other day. And it's something, again, I've recorded in a seminar earlier, is that separating out the three parts of jiu-jitsu, you got the hand fight, control of the spine, and the submission. Very Saudery. Saudery? Gregory. So, but breaking that down a little bit further is to win the hand fight, I want to limit the strength of the limbs by collapsing them, diverting them, twisting them, hyperextending them, etc. Once I gain access to the spine, why do I want the spine? It's because I want to break the posture of the spine to then make you vulnerable and weak and susceptible to being submitted. That's the goal of jiu-jitsu, and it always has been, always will be. And so then putting that into a guard context is like, right, I want to use your arms and legs. If they're on the inside, it's attacking the legs and as well as a bit of the arms. If it's on the outside, you're attacking the shoulders and neck. I want you to attack the structure of the arms and legs if you can. I want to attack their posture and make them weak once you gain access to the spine. Once you've done that, go to attacking the upper part of the joint if it's a hybrid extension / rotational injury on a arm or leg, or gripping onto them on their body that allows you to finish choke with complete accuracy. And then you show examples of those in action. And then highlight the importance of the control. I thought that worked out quite well.
Yeah. I could see it in the roles afterwards. Like,
oh, dude, it was amazing.
Yeah, straight away everybody's doing it. And today, like when we did a lot of situationals from half guard. We did situational MMA situationals from half guard as well. And like, even though they were hunting submissions, the control was there. Like, it was hard to get up, and I was like, okay, this is working. This is good. The understanding that the submission isn't that important. It's actual control, and controlling allows you to punch better as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think a good way of learning jiu-jitsu is to put gloves on.
Yeah.
And punch each other. Because you really learn to respect the hands and control them properly when they're punching you in the head.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just, like I've said before, it's the same weapons. Like, they're either grabbing you, they're hitting you. But why is it when leather appears on them that people get more afraid?
Weird.
I know. It's just... I remember once, many, many, many years ago, of a certain person that rocked up in the gym. And they were asking how to deal with... They keep getting like attacked from the bottom of half. Like, how do we deal with it? So I said, right, you gonna trust me on this? He went, yes. And as I lay down, I went, right, go. And I just slapped him clean across the face. I was like, right, I'm gonna do it again. And then he controlled my hands. And I went, right, now I'm gonna try and get you in sweeps and shit. And he did the exact same. I was like, right, I can't do it now. He goes, oh, fixed. I was like, yeah, you weren't dealing with my hands.
Yeah.
Now you are, because you think I'm gonna hit you. There was a picture taken the moment my hand hit him in the face. Have you never seen it?
Nope.
Oh, I'm going to send you that after this.
Yes,
like,
send me that.
Literally, his face is going like that sideways as my hand ricochets across his face. Fucking couldn't have picked a better moment. Yeah, I'll send you that one. Yeah, I think putting gloves on people is brilliant. It fixes a lot of issues. Maybe
Agreed.
that's why MMA guys normally do a little bit better in jiu-jitsu than jiu-jitsu guys. Especially in the beginning. Holy hell. Those first few years, MMA guys just rock at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Strange. Something about getting up and hand fighting, I think. Who knows? Well, there's another thing there. Oh, yeah. So we were talking about just before we came on live. Black belts, about stripes on the tree. Are they meaningless? Yes. Because why even have them? Black belt is black belt.
Yeah.
Meaningless, but means something to other people, unfortunately. So you kind of have to use them. Like, yeah, I put my second stripe on today, but to other people then look upon me, it's like, oh, he's distinguished. He's been in this game a long time. Yeah. Okay, if it gets me more business, then fine.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations anyway. Congratulations.
And that's what I got this. I put it on like Instagram. So congratulations, like for still being alive.
Yeah,
that's it.
You made it 6 years.
Yeah, it's like congratulations on a happy birthday. It's like, yeah, I'm still here. Congratulations on your birthday. That's a bit dark. It's like I shouldn't have survived the past year. Yeah, essentially that's all it is. Those little stripes are just like, yeah, time served. Well, how do you feel about, can you feel that difference between before your black belt when you're like hunting the belt and care about the belt, and now it's just like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
like,
100%. I think like you know me, even when I put the gi on, I don't put my belt on. I'm not fussed. It doesn't bother me. But I understand from a business perspective, and like you said, how others view it. That okay, this person's been in the game this long, and they're distinguished. And I think because the way the games have been designed now over the years, I don't think it'll ever go away. I think it's not a bad thing, and I don't think it's either. I don't think it's a bad thing, but. Yeah, I think when you get to black belt, you kind of think, okay, I've got to here. It's like I use the example sometimes. Like I used to play Call of Duty back in the day. I don't anymore because I haven't got time. But you'd get to like prestige mode, and then it's like you got all the ranks, you got all the guns, and then you get back to 0, but you've got that prestige rank. You know what I mean? Like when you see it, it's like okay, they've completed it once, and now they're doing it again. A similar kind of thing. But like you say, for business, it's good. Because you can sell yourself a bit better, and people kind of respect you, or they have to respect you. Like especially if you're in an area where there aren't many black belts, and you probably like break through, and they don't expect you to be a black belt, and you're a black belt now, and they have to be like, okay, this person has worked hard enough to get to here. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
You have to because it's like with that whole thing about people wanting stripes and belts, etc., for recognition. And if anything, like the time served in the game is you eventually get to a point where you're not going to get any of that anymore. Like you don't get a well done stripe, do you? When you get a black belt, you don't get you're almost at your next belt kind of moment. Like you just get another one just by hanging around. You get another stripe, which means you've got to be in love with the game at this point. Like if the reason you're here is because of recognition of like, oh, you're getting better, like you're gonna hate it when you're not getting it. You've got to be in here for a very different reason at that point. So maybe that's why we don't really push. We don't do stripes in the gym. The only person who gets stripes on their belt is me. Isn't that funny? No one else does. No one else allowed. Maybe you next year. You and the Bass can have them in 9 months' time. But yeah, it's like we're not after that in the gym. It's not like we're not trying to reward you in this way. The jiu-jitsu is the reward. Like not tabs or stripes or belts or anything like that. You sure get a belt for, we talked about before the reason for the belts in it, or how we see it now. But if we don't need to tell you getting better, we're on the same fucking team. Yeah. You'll feel it. The whole team rises. Like when it's not down to a stripe or whatever. That's probably another Reddit question right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save them up throughout the week. Let's delve into the depths of depravity of Reddit.
We'll get bloody videos of us on Reddit, people fucking saying all sorts of, oh, look at what these guys say, blah, 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 blah. We get trolled.
Something about being the villain. Like, not the like, earlier on when I was rolling at that, I did some rolling today at this other gym, and nice. I had some fun. It was just a bunch of white belts, so I just clowned, just in a funny way. Didn't submit a single person on purpose. Some people just tapped, accident, screamed maybe. It wasn't on purpose. What was I talking about? Dude, CT's a bitch.
We went on a tangent, didn't we?
Yeah. CT's a bitch. Where'd I always go? Dude, that's going to be so frustrating because people are going to listen to this on the podcast and go, you're talking about this knobhead.
You were about the Wigan thing when you went to Wigan roll today.
Villain, yeah. I was clowning people, and someone said, every time I looked at you, you're just laughing. So yeah, because I'm the villain, not the mild antagonist. Of course I'm going to laugh when someone's getting thrown upside down.
The villain
safely.
on Reddit.
Yeah, so I'm going to get the same shit on Reddit. Dumb questions get dumb answers. Fuck about, find out.
Fuck about, find out.
Yeah, so that's a new mission alongside your Instagram stuff. Like We were talking about this today. So Naki's creating a new series to hopefully have in a bigger way one day. We won't ruin that surprise. But he's making some videos for Instagram where he takes Instagram looking techniques that look a bit questionable, and then he shows why they wouldn't work. And it's funny, like you do some good job editing, but it's a good job. I'm a pretty decent and quick learner. Because you show me some shit sometimes, and I'm like, thank
even
God.
I look at it. Yeah, even I look at it and think, shit. Yeah, he's gonna look at me and think, what is he making me do?
Dude, it's like being in some sort of weird acting class. Like, I know what you're telling me to learn is bollocks. And it's a good job, like I'm not absorbing it and it's going to start fucking up my game, because I may end up, like, I don't want to say the R word, but pretty close. So that's a good job. It doesn't affect me. Some sort of disease. But yeah, like you showed me some like weird technique, like, oh, can you invert this way and then do that? I'm like, it's a good job I'm a quick learner, because otherwise it'd be a real fucking night. Man, like, yeah, so I think the more we go down this route, the more we're going to get inundated, because you get like clips sent to you now from people going, look at this now.
Yeah, look at this. And
yeah.
Can you make one of this, please? Can you make one of this, please?
Yeah, what we'll have to do is advertise what's coming up on the podcast. Like, what have you seen recently, Nak? What kind of nonsense happened? What was the last one we did? What was the one for last week?
We did the one from Closed Door God, didn't we? Where the guy goes from...
Oh my God. Yeah. The wrist arm drag.
Yeah. And then to a guillotine whilst he's flat and stuff. And, I'm like, come on, man. And we did that leg lock thing, didn't we, with the leg drag?
I haven't frozen. My brain's just falling apart. I remember now. Yeah, the leg drag into the calf slicer.
Yeah.
I watched it and I thought, I'm going to end up chowing on my own dick if I do this. What planet would I ever? Like, I've got long legs, so it's actually feasible for me to pull off. But good Lord, no, I don't want to die this way. It looks shameful. Like, imagine, like, it'd be some sort of, like, weird Pompeian shit where someone was, like, wanking on the toilet when the volcano hit. Like, and that's how they got found. That's what I'd be like if I died doing that. I'd be like, what kind of fucking thing was he doing? Like, what kind of idiot technique is this that he died this way?
It's just Insta likes, and people want that like, and
I like I'm just liking the things that you'd make me do on Instagram to someone wanking in Pompeii.
I know.
It's a good job I don't make any money out of YouTube, because I think everything we do that gets put on there will be demonetized.
Yeah, big time.
That's the archaeological finds of Pompeii is your new Instagram series. That's what I could name it.
Welcome to Pompeii.
Welcome to Pompeii. Oh, dude. Why do you call it that? Because these are dumb things that if you're found like covered in ash, dead, and they found you like this, you'd be embarrassed for eternity. Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. Like, yeah,
it's
that's
right.
ruined.
It's right.
Although
it's
that
okay.
could be definitely the title of it in the future. The depravity of Pompeii. Last thing, we did talk a little bit last week about the accountability. I remember the name now. More people have jumped on it, and be good to see the progress, and we'll report on it. Like, how do you feel? Like, I'm going to jump on it as of tomorrow. Like, I've trained all week, but I just wasn't filling it out. But I'm going to be like consistent.
Yeah. I think it's quite good. Obviously, people can see the benefit of it. Like, that's why they're jumping on. And even though I'm not training as much, I'm still doing something. So I'd log it. And again, I'm not too strict on it at the moment. But as soon as Ramadan's over and start camp for May, it's like, we'll be blogging it more, and there'll be more hours and stuff. But people, I think 2 more have jumped on today, so I think it's looking good. And hopefully it'll work out for everybody, and people can see the time they're putting in. And then my plan is also to have like a comp thing there where if anybody's competing, that the data is there. So, it's not just a mental thing. They can actually physically see the data. And that'll push people to train a bit more. And maybe even people who aren't coming in to train, they can see, okay, these guys need more training partners, and maybe we'll come in and do a session here, even if they're not feeling it, and we'll go and help out. So we'll see how it goes. And it's going well at the moment. It's been a good start.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. And just like a recap, the idea of the accountability form is it's an Excel spreadsheet essentially with names and training training things. Is it still? I'm just gonna have a quick gander. Is it still pretty much how I initially set up? Did you add anything else into it?
I added in. I was trained today for next week, and just the names of the new people. So
sparring jiu-jitsu, sparring MMA, strength and conditioning, and cardio weights. What's the difference between strength and conditioning and cardio/weights?
So cardio is more for like, let's say if somebody's doing just weightlifting, pure weightlifting or bodybuilding or whatever, just in the gym doing something. Cardio is purely if they're like going out, let's say doing something zone 2 or just 45 minutes of treadmill or on a Stairmaster or something. Strength and conditioning is more so like circuits or any kind of high intensity stuff.
High intensity shit, right?
Yeah, so I might change the name. Like again, it's new, so I'm trying to figure out how to keep it simple and guys can understand what we're doing. And then even with the sparring MMA and sparring jits, I'm thinking have a section where it's comp sparring, or it's depending on, like, there's a comment, so I put some comments on last week where how many rounds I was doing. So I'm just figuring out how we can get people to put down how many rounds they've done and how many of them were intense or they were based on comp, or still, again, it's a new thing. So we'll see how we can simplify a bit more.
Yeah. I think keeping it simple's easier.
Yeah, because again, you don't want people
on it.
Yeah, you don't want people to go on, like, if it's long-winded, spending like, they don't want to spend 10 minutes on it. It's got to be like a minute thing, if that, like tick, 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 boom, done. So it's not a big part of the day. You know what I mean? Because that might put people off. So that's my idea behind it.
Yeah. So just to describe it, because obviously this is a podcast, is along the top x-axis of Excel, it's the names. Along down the y-axis, it's the days of the week. And then the days of the week are split into 4 parts. Sparring, MMA, sparring, jiu-jitsu, strength and conditioning, and cardio/weights. And then, you align up your name across the x-axis with the correct box on the y-axis, and there's a tick box. And you just tick if you've done that. And then everyone can see it because it's got all the names of everyone in the gym, and you know how much you're training. And we all know and can cheer each other on. Positive. Not calling people out for being lazy sons of bitches.
No.
Positive.
That's not the idea.
Positive accountability.
In the gym, banter, we'll throw shit at them, but,
Dude,
not going to take the piss out of them on the group.
So wait there, we said this about Slam Cam. So, the various things that we've invented for the gym that have noble starts, but then get hijacked by mischief. I think it's the nicest way of describing it, is knacky. So Slam Cam, just as an idea, this is actually quite an interesting one. Slam Cam is if you get a GoPro and you have 50 subscribers to a YouTube channel, which if you have enough people in the gym, that's pretty easy to do. It's a MacGyvered way of almost doing like a CCTV, in that if you connect your GoPro to the GoPro Quick app on like an Android or an iPhone, it will then live stream directly to YouTube. And if you get a media, especially most people listen to music when they're training, there's a media mod you can get for like GoPro 9 and up. You put that around the case of the GoPro. It allows you to charge directly into the GoPro with the door closed, and it also has a jack in. And if you plug like just a dead cable in there, it kills the microphone, so you can actually then stream video and not fall foul of YouTube's copywriting when it comes to licensed audio. So it just turns the microphones off. But it means then it can stream directly to YouTube through your gym Wi-Fi. So instead of then uploading like, a 2-hour video, which is, imagine how long that would take, like after the fact. It'd be boring as piss. You wouldn't do it for long. But because it's a live stream, as soon as you click done, it's done, and within 5 minutes, it's fully uploaded and working. So that means that the noble idea behind it was that then we could use it as some sort of training aid, that people could see what they did in sparring and go, ooh. Also, it's like a mild insurance policy that if anything happened, we had some footage of the gym. We can go actually see what happened. Was that the only thing that came out of it?
We still do that. We do, but no, people were getting sent upside down, and
Did it just become it? It basically created a mine of memeable clips that when someone was getting their body aired out, we could clip it off YouTube and then share it in the group chat. So
in the group, not publicly, but in the group.
No, that's also a benefit of doing it via YouTube is you can make the video unlisted. That's what we do. Like on our YouTube channel, there's probably hundreds of hours of footage of us training, hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage of training, and we just it's all unlisted, and then we just share the link on our group WhatsApp. Everyone can go on and learn. That's what we do. It just ends up being clips of people especially when, certain people in the gym who are very good at like leg sweeps and stuff are good at just turning people upside down. Like the amount of clips that come out of an average night.
That's why we like limited to certain days now. It used to be every day, but now it's like only certain days.
I think there's definitely like little clips like that, like or little ideas like that. I definitely we have to do a breakdown of how we do that with GoPro, just like because it's a good idea. I might even record that like this week, and like this is how we actually set up a GoPro to record in the gym.
Yeah, and not a lot of gyms either have CCTV either, so we haven't. So it's one of them where.
Well, even like CCTV is kind of at the wrong angle most of the time.
Yeah.
Like just being able to set this up wherever you are is really helpful. Or even just like for classes or anything like that, because obviously if you don't got music on, just pull the mic cable out and it's fine, or use one of those little Rode mics and you've got the whole thing properly set up. We'll cover that because I think it's quite an easy setup. Like if you don't want to have to set up CCTV and you're not technologically minded, just do a GoPro, and they're pretty cheap, relatively cheap. And then people can do the honorable thing. Which makes me think of this accountability form. We have noble intentions, but people be people and people be scum. So we'll see how it happens to it. Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you for.
We've got one question because if we forget again, he'll message me again.
Oh shit, you are right.
I mean, we did answer it. I think start of the year, but I don't think we uploaded the episode. So
no.
I mean, it goes into the whole accountability thing.
Let's go.
And it's a question on training methodology and how to learn jiu-jitsu. And we've got a guy, Felix. I think he sent you a message and he sent me a message as well. He's got this system of like where he's got a chart and he's got like different skills of what you need to do or kind of what you need to be able to do to advance to the next belt. And again, similar thing where you can see it. He's got some columns, competency and a couple other things of how good you are doing it, and then again different skills. And I looked at it. It's a wicked idea, but I think it's for us, especially running the kind of gym we run and the people we have coming to the gym. Some nutters and some people who ain't going to spend time going through it. Like it's a bit long-winded, in my opinion, but he's put a lot of thought into it, and I think there are people who really like for example, you got people who like write shit down, all their jiu-jitsu. I've never written nothing down because I'm not that kind of guy, but I know there are people who learn by writing stuff down. And again, it goes back to people got so many different ways of learning things, and it could work for some people, and some people might just look at it and think, I'll just train. I'm just here to train and get better. But again, nothing's right or wrong. It's like the whole, I know we've avoided it today, and we haven't had that question, but it's the whole eco debate of what's right and what's wrong and all the different training methods. It's like, just train, man. Like getting people to turn up to train is one of the hardest things in anyway. And it's like, just get them in, train, and competition will, if competition is your measure, then competition will expose or show what you're doing right or wrong. And if it's not, if it's just a hobby, just enjoy yourself.
I think that's something we've talked about before, is that there are plenty of like learning methodologies out there. As long as you give a shit about your students, you are humble enough to change and adapt to get better at coaching, your coaching will just improve. Like if you just switched on enough, you'll find ways of improving, and you'll see the benefits in students over time. The other skills of being a black belt is be a badass at rolling, but also be a people person. Like be someone like. I was even talking to another black belt 2 days ago, and he was saying that how he's there's a mild level of frustration with his guy, the guy who runs his gym, saying that he just doesn't put any effort into any sort of online presence. And he's like, dude, you're wondering why we don't get anyone in the gym? So yeah, I need to get around to that. And it's kind of like, yeah, there's a whole kind of aspect of like being an engaging person. Like when they walk in the gym, don't just go, over there. Like, no, like, cool, welcome to the team, new friend. Like, even if you're old and you've been in this a long ass time and you've seen so many people walking in and out of the earth, it's like, no, got a new friend. This one might be the one that stays. Who knows? Yeah, just be a nice person, and like that's also a thing. Like, and it's hard, I guess, because the majority of us, I guess, are quite introverted. Is that to be an extrovert takes more battery sometimes. It's not that we don't like people; it's just that it takes more. Like this podcast, like I'm an absolute introvert. Like I need to, I'll balance the universe out by go gaming now after this quietly on my own, and non-multiplayer. Yeah, I think as long as you, and like with that whole thing there, like if the coaching method, if you can put that ideas into coaching, then absolutely. But like I say, it's getting people in the door and keeping them is a different skill to the coaching skill, which I think is quite important. Like coaching is imparting knowledge into someone, but environment, that's a different skill. That's a people management skill. It's not the same beast.
Yep, completely different. And again, like if you're interested in the whole Felix thing and you want to see what it is, just drop him a message on Instagram. It's quite like when I saw it first, I was like, wow, he's put some thought into this.
I was like,
man, that is some cool shit. Like, for me personally, like I wouldn't have done it. Like, but I know. Oh shit, Mike's gone again. Fucking thing.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, no, it's all right. There we go. Ooh, I think that's better. There we go. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, it's back.
I think it's gone. Has it gone now?
Let me try.
Has it gone?
Oh,
yeah.
A little bit. No, cool.
Yes. So yeah, it's really cool what he's done, and go check him out. Drop him a message. I think he's quite shy of sharing it online completely because I think he's not convinced people will like it. But I saw it and I was like, cool. You put a lot of time into this.
We'll put it in Discord. They're small.
We'll see what people think. And he's done a lot of research. He's used obviously a lot of your teaching online on Globetrotters and other stuff. And there's other names that he mentioned that he's looked at and how they taught. I think he's a teacher by profession as well. So
makes sense then.
Teachers are always looking for better ways or to improve their teaching. So it shows that he's interested enough. So yeah, drop him a message and we'll pop it in the Discord as well and see what happens.
Cool. Let's do it. Yeah. We'll pop it in there. We'll try and get some discussion on next week about what people's thoughts are. Yeah. Cool. It's Monday. I'll see you later on today.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Try to keep yourself going before training.
Yeah.
Good luck, dude. Good night.
Night.